go.
Okay. So here we are on the next episode.
The days of our lives. Yep. Episode Adele
69.
Wan.
Oh, yeah. Adele Wan's better.
Adele Wan? Or what's your professional working name? Wan Tattooer.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's
it is.
wrong? Why? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I just couldn't get the name that I wanted.
What was the name you wanted?
I just wanted the full stop, but the other
The
one
full
got
stop?
it. Yeah, one stop, full stop.
Oh,
tattooer.
he was tattooing before you.
Yeah, I know.
He was here last week. We should have got your photos taken
Literally,
together.
I know. It would have been like both the ones.
You can change it to the only one.
Oh, nah.
No?
I have like an ick with puns.
There can be only...
Adele.
Well, Adele's got some amazing songs.
Yeah, that's my other ick. But I think it's just like I've never had to share my name with somebody growing up.
Yeah, wow. What is your family background?
I'm half Chinese.
What's the other half?
I think my mum's pretty much like 5th generation Aussie.
Yep.
But I think they come from Norway.
Think.
Yeah, well, I know.
What's your mum's maiden name?
Walker.
Oh, yeah, that's a traditional
And
Norwegian
then her
name.
mum's Johnson.
Any relation to Luke? Sky Walker.
Well, my name, I have one in my name, so obviously we're part of
I see.
the empire.
Part of the trilogy. Yeah. Earlier in your life, did you ever feel like a drawing to the dark side?
I thought you were going to say drawing. I'm like, yes.
Well, a drawing or like a gravitational pull to the dark side.
Oh, 100%. Villains the best. They're more relatable.
Hence why you've entered tattooing.
Yeah, it was definitely the
It's
rebellion.
definitely one of the dark
The rebellion,
arts.
yeah.
Yeah. Full rebellion.
Straight up. That means I'm a Darth one.
Oh, yes. Very good. All right. In all seriousness, episode something. No, really happy to be talking with Adele Wan here. Adele has been tattooing for how many years now?
Well, I'd say about 6, and 4 of them were the apprenticeship.
Yeah, awesome. So we'll go into it. Adele's now working here at Little Tokyo with us. We're very lucky for her to be here. I've been following Adele's career for quite a while, and I remember earlier, a couple of years ago, saw you at one of the Sydney conventions.
Yeah, I've seen you a couple of times. It's always just been a quick hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, hi.
And Kit and I came over and hassled you going, when the fuck are you going to move to Sydney?
Yeah, I think
eventually
you hassled me
it
twice.
happened. So it's good.
Yeah, I'm glad you made me do that.
Well, I didn't
you didn't
make
me.
you.
You presented an opportunity,
Yes.
and I was just like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. No, and it's been good. So what we're going to do is just go a little bit back to the beginning, back to the dawn of time, back to the start of the universe.
Sweet, I dig time travel.
Yeah, we're going to like come out of the black hole. We're going to navigate around the Death Star.
Are we crawling or are we flying?
No, I think we're hypersonic now.
Sick.
Yeah. So where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Brisbane.
Yep.
In the Sunnybank area.
Yeah. Is that north side, west,
It's
east?
south side.
Cool.
Yeah, south side. It's, yeah.
Awesome. Tell us about like your brothers, sisters.
I have 2 younger brothers.
Yep.
But they're both taller than me now, which is...
There's some height in your family.
Yeah, I don't know where
obviously
it's come
from the Norwegian side.
Possibly.
I imagine not the Chinese side.
Yeah, but my other cousins are tall too, and they don't have
on
any
the Chinese
Norwegian.
side or the Norwegian side?
Chinese.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we classify ourselves as jungle Asians because we're not actually from China. We think we have ancestors in China, well, probably, but the relatives I know were all born in Papua New Guinea. So
Oh, mad.
we're jungle
Awesome.
Asians.
Yeah, the best.
I'm not sure if
best.
that's offensive or not, but that's what I identify as.
You're telling the story. It's your history. Exactly. You identify it as whatever you want to these days.
My brother's probably watching like this going, that's not right.
But that's his interpretation of his upbringing.
Perception.
And you have to respect that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So your brother was here the other week. He seems like a really cool dude.
Yeah, he's cool.
you know, and you tattooed him. You've done all of his tattoos.
Yeah, got him over the line. Like, I think he was like 30 or 31. And he just goes, you know what? I want to know what it feels like.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then, yeah, now he loves it.
But he's a creative guy himself, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He only started becoming creative later in like his 20s.
Yep.
Because we all kind of got the pressure to go to uni and get the job, you know, be a doctor, be a lawyer, be an engineer.
Is such a classic trait of a Norwegian upbringing.
Yes, 100%. And we love metal.
And an Aussie upbringing especially.
Yeah, 100% Aussie and Norwegian influence, not Chinese at all.
Yeah, amazing. All right, so what was your upbringing like? Were you into art then? Were you a skater girl wearing a Thrasher jumper?
I know.
Were you into sports? Were you into the surf? Like, what was the deal?
Well, growing up I was always arty, I guess.
Yep.
And my mum was really arty too.
Okay.
Like, she went to an art school and all that stuff.
When you say arty and she went to art school, how did she express her creativity?
Through arts and crafts. Like, whenever we'd have a project, ours would be the best because she'd just go ham.
Oh, take over?
Yeah. And
living
I'd be like,
her life through her children.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm going to do the same. Nah.
Yeah. It's a tradition that's passed down from generation to generation.
Yeah, so I saw her be really arty and crafty, and I think it was also not having much money. Like, you sort of make things work and make your own fun out of scraps and stuff, collaging.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Scrapbooking.
I love scrapbooking.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Some of the best tattoo history stuff I've collected are from guys that would essentially scrapbook. Cut out stuff out of newspapers, stick them in, make stuff together. So, yeah, it's a good thing. So, what did you do? So you got this creative background. What are your first memories of tattoos?
I legit remember my parents taking me to the city because we would go into city to do fun things, like go to Sunnybank, go for a swim.
Yeah.
Eat at like the best yum cha ever. Anyway,
Yep.
I remember seeing, you know, punks walking around. Like, you know, when you just first see someone who's different looking.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, these punks were all dressed up with their chains and studs, mohawk, and they had tats, or like one or two. And I looked at them and went, that's me.
Nice.
Like, I resonate with that. I was 12.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's like looking at a postcard from London, Trafalgar Square.
Pretty much. Don't make me do the accent.
We won't. All right, cool. So what was your first ever tattoo?
It was a sugar skull.
Yeah, classic, timeless.
Yeah, kind of timeless.
At what sort of age?
19.
Yeah, nice. And who did it for you?
Aunt from 198 Tattoo back in the day.
Yep.
But he's at Blackthorn.
Where's 198?
It was in like Morningside kind of area. Yeah.
And what drew you to that studio? Was it the closest studio in your area?
Yeah, so it was down the road.
Had you heard of Ant before, or you just walked in and went, hey, I want this sick tat?
Pretty much. I think only MySpace was around.
Nice.
So I didn't know tattooers were on MySpace if they were.
Yeah.
So literally you just walk down the road.
So I'm saying that's around, or MySpace is what?
Yeah. So it was probably like 2008.
Okay, yeah. Mitch Love actually was the first guy that ever put me onto MySpace.
Nice.
Yeah, we were working at Skin Effects together, and he was our shop manager, and he'd be on the computer, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what's this shit? It's called MySpace, dude. I'm like, MySpace? What is it? And then I was like, oh, okay. So thank you, Mitch.
I just got onto it because I was emo, and that's what everyone else did.
Is that why you still got the black hair on the side part?
It's just easier, when emo became a thing, I was just like, oh, my hair's already black. I can fit into this group. I don't even have to dye it.
Amazing. All right. So, amazing. So, all right. So, you got your first tattoo. What were you at school then? Were you at uni? Were you working? What were you doing?
I was in uni studying nursing.
Nursing?
Yeah, I was 2 years out of high school.
Yeah. Why do you want to become a nurse? Because obviously, a caring person. I'm being serious now.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Caring person. You want to help people.
Yeah.
All that.
That's definitely. I wanted a job that was like felt like I was helping.
Good karma.
Purpose. Yep. And also, if there was a zombie apocalypse, I would have a use as well. I could be the medic. You know.
Front line.
Yeah, front line.
Nice.
Only zombie apocalypse though.
Well, it sounds like tattooing sort of fits the bill, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, and also alien invasion. So if aliens come down, I'm serious. These are my real anxieties. So if aliens come down, right, and they're like, we're going to kill all humans unless you have a skill, I'll be like, I can help you, like, medically. They're like, yep, you're on board.
I can help you keep the worthy ones alive, or the useful ones alive.
Yep.
Right.
I can help you research your own, like, medical needs.
What are some of your favourite? Like right now, the movie that comes to mind for me is District 9.
Yes.
The South African one. Like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That made me so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favourite sci-fi film?
Oh, I definitely like the whole genre.
Yeah.
But I'm liking the really old ones where we, like, kind of connect to, like, I don't know, other dimensions.
Yeah.
Like, don't even get me started on Interstellar. Like, seriously, that was such a good movie.
Well, do you think right now, with the forefront, we're on the new frontier of AI, they're already saying by 2040, most menial task jobs that humans are going to do, even something like data entry, you can already see, we've already got rid of people in the checkouts, all this sort of stuff. Most menial task jobs will be done by AI or robots. So, where was that question going?
I don't know. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Would you volunteer for a Neuralink?
Oh, no. I've watched too much Black Mirror to be down for that.
I come onto that late in the game.
Oh, so you got to binge it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was,
The first episode of Black Mirror, oh my God.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
I got a pretty wild imagination and been exposed to some wild stuff over the years.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Wow.
I can't even with that episode.
The poor guy, the Prime Minister, like he didn't take one for the team. He took $1 million for the team, right?
Oh yeah.
His fucking wife dissed him. At the end of it, she dissed him. Man.
Like
where's the compassion?
No, absolutely none. And when I tell people to watch Black Mirror, I'm just like,
you
don't
gotta
watch the
that
first
episode.
one.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe just watch the third season and then go backwards because it's like hectic.
It's got to be like one of the best opening scenes for any sort of TV series ever.
And that's good because it's the first 5 minutes of anything.
Yep.
So hopefully we've kept people on board with this podcast.
Oh, for sure. Don't worry. People like a bit of randomness. It keeps it... some podcasts follow like a very formula and others are like this. And generally these are the ones that people like the most.
Yeah, tangents are fun.
It's good. So, nursing. 2 years into nursing, you got your first tattoo. Did you go back to that studio and get another? Or did you then like start moving around? What was the deal? Or did you just enjoy it and wait for a while?
I'm just trying to think of my second tattoo. No, I was curious. That made me curious. Because Anne at the time was an apprentice. So I was like, I wonder what like a fully qualified experience is. And I heard good things about Wild at Heart.
Yeah, amazing.
In the city, like just of all the other people that have been tattooed.
Legendary shop.
Yeah, so I got tattooed by Wade Larkin.
Ah, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He just did like a flower that I wanted.
Yep.
Because,
and
you don't know how to be a good client.
Yeah, but that is, and to Wade, that's, Bernie would have instilled that in. That's being a professional artist.
Yeah.
Because you're not, and you know yourself, you're not always doing what you want to do. It's not about that. Without clients, we're nobodies.
Exactly.
And it's generally blah, 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 fast forward, time travel, whatever. Everyone knows the rest of the story.
Yeah.
So after that, so were you doing any artwork yourself while you were doing nursing?
Yeah, like I was always doing I drew the sugar skull. It was based on one of my paintings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was doing heaps of art and my notes in nursing were like immaculate. Like I was drawing the organs to like great detail.
Good handwriting? To
the point, yeah.
Nice.
A bit OCD, but I just need everything to be clear.
Yep.
But like all my mates were like photocopying my notes because they were more clear than. And I hate doctors' handwriting.
Yeah.
It would just grind my gears. And like, it's not that hard.
Well, I think a lot of that is to do with future, medical malpractice claims. Like if you've got an illegible signature or handwriting, it's like a legal technicality where you're not going to.
Yeah. But I got pretty good at deciphering terrible handwriting too.
Yeah. So you can interpret now
Yeah.
the most craziest drawing from a customer
Yeah.
and make it more tattooable and
Because I had
pleasing
that
to the
doctor's
eye.
handwriting experience.
Yep. So it was invaluable.
Never thought of it like that.
So where did, like I see you doing animation. So where did animation come from?
Well, I failed nursing horribly. I just couldn't keep up with it academically.
Yeah.
And I'd walk out on my pracs all the time, like, ew,
Yeah.
that's gross. Like,
Oh,
I'm just
right.
like, nah.
Yeah, fair play. Fair play.
And I'm like, realised it wasn't for me.
Yep.
And yeah, so I had a really big break from uni because I know I felt the pressure from my family to have a degree
Yep. Yep.
for some reason. And I thought once I got the degree, I could just be free. So I just like got a full-time job.
Doing?
I was working in fashion.
Yep.
I do like fashion a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, like, obviously Target or Kmart?
No. Oh my gosh. No, Thrasher, obviously.
Oh,
No.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, I worked for a company, like a Brisbane company
Yep.
called Black Milk Clothing.
Oh, I've heard of Black Milk. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
so they made like crazy leggings
Yep.
and swimsuits and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
awesome. And then during all that time, did you, where did the interest come to maybe want to pursue tattooing or think it, or how did that become an option for you? Or did you then go back and study animation?
Yeah, I was getting over fashion. Like I realized it wasn't
Yeah.
what I thought it was in my mind.
Yeah.
Super fun, just like, I don't know, just really toxic. But
Yep.
Britney Spears toxic. But anyway, and then I decided to go back to uni and just choose something. I
Yep.
was like, oh, what can I do? Graphic design, only
Yep.
arty thing I could think of.
Yep.
All in the background, I'm getting tattooed. Like
Yep.
I'm just getting pieces. And
Did you
I
have
never really saw
any
an
vision
end.
or just getting scattered stuff?
I was, scattered.
Yep.
I was going with what was like trending at the time.
Yep.
Like I feel like
Yeah.
everyone was really stoked on color when I started getting tattooed. So
Who are some of those people that tattooed you around that era before you got your apprenticeship? Ant, Wade.
Ant, Wade, James Carter.
Yep.
Um,
Or what studios were you going to?
I was going to one in Woolloongabba.
Yep.
I can't remember the name anymore because
Yep.
it might not exist.
Yep.
I was going to Wild at Heart.
Yep. Charlotte Street, up the stairs.
Oh, I kind of followed James up to
Yeah,
the
cool.
coast to Ink Attack.
Ah, awesome.
Yeah, I followed him.
Yep.
Just because when you feel comfortable with someone, suddenly it's just so easy.
For
and I'd
sure.
like the drive was nothing, like an hour and a half, and
Yep.
I was already going up there surfing and stuff.
Yep.
So I'd just go for
Ah.
a surf, get a tattoo, go home.
Yeah, amazing.
Best day ever.
Totally. And you know, that's we'll touch on this later. Like I'd like to get your opinions of the difference of the two cities of Brisbane and Sydney.
I have a list.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I'm sure. I've got a list too, you know, the good and bad. But so how did the door crack open for you to get an apprenticeship? Or where did you think this is something I can start to pursue?
When I started seeing more female tattooers,
Yep.
so when I started getting tattooed,
Such as?
I remember significantly Tilly D.
Yeah,
Her style
awesome.
was just like, boom,
Yep.
like awesome good.
Yep.
And Amy Lee. I
Yeah,
love
awesome.
Amy Lee. She's the
Awesome.
best. She tattooed me before I was even thinking about tattooing.
Yep.
And yeah, her experience was really nice.
Cool.
Just sick getting tattooed by a chick.
Yeah.
It was my
Yep.
butt, so
Yep.
and it was a cover up, and I
Yep.
just felt embarrassed, and she was like
For
super
sure.
cool about it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's been such a good change in the industry, where females have come in. Even I know obviously a lot of females feel more comfortable being tattooed by a female, especially if it's in some sort of private area. But also a lot of guys like to get tattooed by females, not because they're having fantasies about them or think they're going to crack onto them.
It's just like the vibe they have.
The 100% the vibe. And I think if a dude's maybe feeling, I don't know, a bit intimidated or whatever, it's much easier to go with a female because there's a bit more compassion there.
Yeah.
There's none of this tough guy bravado stuff that some male tattooers exude and push and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, and even though like I identify as female, you as a male, we might have more masculine sides, you might have more feminine sides.
I think
like,
I'm definitely
who you get along with.
Swing more towards my feminine side.
I think I'm masculine.
Yeah. The yin and yang of life. There you go. So,
Blanche.
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So, all right. So you started to see more females in the industry.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, how did you start? How did you get your apprenticeship? Did you get knockbacks before it? Did you walk into shops and go, hey, here's my portfolio?
Yeah. At the time, it felt like really like, oh, am I ever going to get this? But really, I only went to two, 3 shops on the sunny coast. I know.
You got put through the ringer.
Yeah. I know. And everyone was so nice to me.
Yeah.
Supportive. No. I feel like I already had a friend in the industry, Andy I, who tattoos at Victory in Maroochydore.
Yep.
And he did a sneaky home job of me, and that was like really like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I could do that. And then when I became interested, I like hit him up. This was after I'd started drawing Flash, and so I had backup in case he went, But I went into where he was working, Make or Break. I don't know.
Obviously you broke.
That, I don't think that studio exists anymore. I think Anyway, he was just like, I can't offer you an apprenticeship, but he sat me down and like taught me how to draw a trad flower.
Awesome.
And just the time the others took to talk to me, like Justin, Jake, Brooke.
Yep.
The Victory crew.
Yep.
They were really supportive. And then I had another friend, Scott Sparks, who does black and grey realism.
Yep.
He like gave me some heaps of tips and tricks and told me that one studio was looking
nice,
but it wasn't a right fit.
Yep.
You could feel right away. Yeah. And then I just went into Foundry one day because I get tattooed at Foundry.
Yep.
And just hassled.
Awesome. Awesome. Cozza's cool. I met Cozza for the first time at Made to Suit up on the Goldie.
And that was only recently.
Weeks ago. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
That's crazy.
But obviously, I've heard a lot of him over the years. Obviously, I'm good mates with Gummy and Benno that both apprenticed and worked for him.
Yeah, I think I was the apprentice after Gummy.
Oh, awesome.
Or maybe, yeah.
So it was really nice to finally meet him and talk to him. We're of a similar era and everything. And it was like I've known the dude my whole life.
Yeah.
It was so easy and cool, and he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's a hell man.
Yeah, mate, loves his cars, loves his tats, doing killer stuff up there. So So, all right, so you get your apprenticeship. Were you living on the sunny coast? Were you living in Brisbane?
I was already on the sunny coast. I was on the sunny coast for like 4 years at that point.
Cool.
And I'd finished my degree,
which
was computer animation.
Was that on the sunny coast?
Yeah, that was. Cool. So I just lived like the best life. I just surfed every day and did uni and was on Centrelink.
Wow. It's been downhill since then, huh?
Yeah. I feel like I did my retirement first.
Well, at least, you're lucky. Some people don't actually get a glimpse of retirement until it's too late.
That's right. So I thought,
so you got something to strive for.
Yeah.
So what was your apprenticeship like, and who was working at the shop at that time?
So there was Cozza, who now goes by Vincent. That's his name. And James Gamble. They co-owned the Foundry. So, they were essentially my 2 bosses.
Yep, awesome.
And
Foundry is in Mooloolaba?
Yes.
Like seaside, holiday, tourist town, locals, everything, street shop.
Crazy busy street shop.
Yep, amazing.
Yeah, it was really good to apprentice because I just had to tattoo whatever walked through the door.
Yep.
And I got a lot of experience with fine line, all the waves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you, so just talk through us, because a lot of people that watch this stuff are people that are actually interested into entering the industry. And when I did the lockdown lives in the lockdown, we did a couple of apprentice talks, and they're some of the most highly viewed talks.
Of course.
So it's quite interesting for people. So you get your job there. What was like the rollout of your apprenticeship? Did you start answering the phone, cleaning the toilet, mopping the floor, and then you critiqued on drawing? When did you do your first tattoo? So if you can give us a little insight into that, please.
All right. So I had the understanding that a tattoo apprenticeship was 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
No pay.
Yep.
And the first year you don't even get to touch a tattoo machine.
Yep.
So that was my impression, and that was how I came in. I'm like, okay, this is my life now.
Yep.
I'm
Don't look
ready.
at that machine.
And to be honest, I was 28.
Yeah.
So I felt like, should I do it?
I just to jump in, it's probably actually a really good time to start. A couple of reasons, because you've already had life experience. You've worked and you've been to uni a couple of times, different careers. So you kind of know where the world's at and what the world's really like.
Yeah.
As opposed to coming into an apprenticeship straight from school.
Yeah. I definitely resonate with that. And it was apparent to me that I had the life experience.
Nice.
Only because I had a comparison like person with me. There was another apprentice in the shop, Aiden.
Yep.
And he like literally became my best friend for those 4 years.
Yep.
We're still friends.
Yep.
And he came into tattooing straight out of school. So I notice the difference. Like I would do something naturally and he wouldn't, like maybe like clean something.
Yep.
And then, I'd be like, are you going to clean it?
Yeah, just life skills.
Yeah.
Man, I remember when I was a backpacker in the UK, I'd been there for a couple of years, and we had a mate of ours come over and live with us in this backpacker squad. He was 23. He'd never washed his own clothes. He'd never cooked his own meal. He never even cut his own toenails. His mum used to do it.
Ew.
It was yuck. But it was crazy that I didn't come from, good upbringing. And I was like, man, where the fuck are your life skills, dude?
Yeah.
So being out on your own
nice
and doing
for some.
yeah, I think but
nah.
it doesn't do you any favors in the long run.
No.
Or the short term.
Yeah.
So that was good. So all right, so you're both doing apprenticeship, similar-ish time?
Yeah, I think he was about 6 months in front of me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you just went, meow.
Oh, no.
No, I'm taking the piss.
I'm pretty slow to learn it, actually.
Yeah, but I'm a slow learner too. It's good. It's good. All right, so back to that. What are you doing in the shop? Like cleaning? What's the next step? Where do you get given art projects? Do you get told to set up a station, break down a station?
Yeah, so the first thing I learned was I walked in, Aiden had already done the floors, which was going to be half of my job
Your new
too.
job, yeah.
He literally just went straight to Coz's station and goes, this is how you set up the boss's station.
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, and like he'd be like, I got in trouble for this. I got in trouble for this. I'm like, thank you, this is intel.
Yeah.
So I can be a super nerd. And
Yep.
Yeah, so setting up the boss's station was the first one.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I was just like wandering around like this. Like
Yep.
Because, I don't know. I kind of just came naturally to all the admin stuff and talking with customers that walk in.
Yep.
Obviously from just previous jobs in retail and hospo.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was your first tattoo you ever did?
I did a frog smoking...
DMT?
No, I'm not that hardcore.
Okay.
Just smoking doobie.
The gateway drug of all gateway drugs.
Yeah. On Aiden. Actually, he put his hand up straight away.
Nice.
I was like, okay. And he said it really hurt, so we never got to shading.
Who set the machine up for you? Aiden? Or...
I did, yeah.
Okay,
It
cool.
was like my first tad.
Yep.
I did everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from there, what was the progression? Just started tattooing your friends?
Yeah, as soon as I said, hey, I'm tattooing, I had a fair few friends on the coast already, and then friends of friends. And I also jumped on Tinder.
Yeah.
I just said in my profile, I'm like, look, I'm an apprentice. I just need people to tattoo, $50 a tattoo. hit me up on
Nice.
Insta, and I got a few from Tinder.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But those ones are hard. Like, there's a little bit of confusion. They're like, so you don't want to date, you just want a tattoo. I'm like,
You
yeah, I just
know,
want a tattoo.
Let's be fair. Most of us guys aren't the smartest tools in the shed when it comes to dealing with chicks. You know.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like when the opportunity
She wants to
presents
do
itself,
she wants
you're
to do
like,
a free or a cheap tattoo on me. She must really like me.
yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is commitment.
I mean, if you're hot, you're definitely getting a discount.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Yeah, amazing. All right. So from that, when did you start to charge money? Or no discounts?
Oh, it wasn't for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I really wanted to make sure.
Because you're an amazing technical tattooer from where I look. And I'm serious, where I look and where I watch you work and everything like that.
Yeah.
Did you pick it up pretty quickly or?
No.
Yeah.
I was getting so angry. I'd be like, why
Yeah.
aren't you working?
Yep. It can be soul destroying, can't it?
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's just every tattoo was in a different spot on the body, so it was
Yep.
never the same.
Yep.
And until you've tattooed every single bit, like,
Yep.
you do like feel not as experienced.
Yeah, you can do something on a calf and nail it and go, fuck yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
And then do something in a groin area where the skin's super tight and
Yeah.
like paper and you're going to blow it out and you're like, fuck, what did I do wrong?
Exactly.
Same machine, same needle, all this
Yeah.
stuff.
So like once you tattoo everything, you learn all the variables and
Yep.
then you can breathe.
Yep.
and not
Yep.
sweat as much.
Yeah. I always remember I would just feel the heat rising and go red.
Yeah.
And my ears burning, hear my heart pounding.
Yeah.
And just then the hand starts shaking. Like, fuck, what's going on here?
Like I only sweat when my heart rate is like super elevated.
Yeah.
That's when
Yeah.
the sweat happens and I would sweat.
Yeah. It's crazy, hey? But you got to battle through. Were there moments where you ever thought this isn't for me? Or I'm going to give up? Or what the fuck? Go home frustrated, go home pissed off?
Yeah, I think like I had moments of like, oh shit, what have I
Yeah.
done? I had like a job. I had like that,
Yeah.
I had money and stuff, but
What's the next uni course I'm going to do?
yeah, I was just like, I thought about going back to nursing. I was just like
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah. How do you deal with the blood? Obviously tattooing is not a
Oh,
problem.
I hate blood.
How do you
I know. I
how do you-
deal.
how do you deal? Have you had many people pass out on you?
Just 2.
How did you deal with it?
Oh, like I'm pretty good when it
Yeah.
comes to first aid stuff.
cool.
I feel like it's just like,
Natural?
yeah, it just
Yeah.
makes sense. And yeah, someone starts, you actually notice the signs before they're going to pass
Yeah.
out, way before, like
Yeah.
just even their paleness, the clamminess in their skin. If you're like putting the stencil on
Yeah.
and they're cold to touch, they're probably not feeling great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just little things.
Yeah.
So the person who actually fainted was when I was putting the stencil on.
Ah.
It was just like all of a sudden. I think it's
Yep.
just, how you're so excited and anxious and something that's happening and you're
big
just like,
adrenaline rush straight to the head. You're out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Did you see? You saw the video of Pat's guy passing out the
Oh
other day.
yeah, I shared that shit on TikTok.
Oh, that was you must have got it. That must have gone viral.
I actually didn't, and I'm upset.
Maybe you have to like rechange the hashtags or something.
Yeah,
But
like
that was
dude
a good
passing
one.
out, funny dude passing out.
Man, he hit
dude
the deck
eats
hard.
shit. Like,
Yeah, he literally ate shit.
oh, he's a legend though. Like,
Yeah. Got up, carried on.
yeah.
You know. All right. So in that time, you're doing your apprenticeship. You're doing every style. You're doing everything. Did you start to gravitate towards a style, or were you getting requested to do more stuff? Were you starting to go to tattoo conventions? You know, what was the deal up there? Like, who was like you getting out of Mooloolaba, going to Brisbane, going to the Goldie, going to Cairns, going to Melbourne? What was the deal?
Well, I actually didn't do any traveling like for the first 3 years.
Yeah.
I just thought, actually, I went to Brisbane convention just
Yeah.
to have a gaze.
Yep.
And I remember some advice that a tatter gave me, and actually got so many tips from her. Just like, ooh. Lauren Norrie from Lighthouse.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, like
Lauren's so cool.
Yeah, some things just resonated with me
Yep.
that she told me, like how to hold my clip cord, why she does like two. Oh, I shouldn't give away secrets.
Yeah.
But I do everything
Yep.
that she said to this
Amazing.
day. But I remembered her saying in particular, if you're apprentice, just like chill,
Yep.
get good, like,
Yep.
and your style will come like 4 or 5
Yeah.
years later. Then like come out, like
Yep.
then be like, yo, I'm here,
Yep.
and you're like, I'm sick.
Yeah, of course. Have you been tattooed by Norrie?
No, I know. I'm trying
think
to think.
after this podcast, you're going to have to book in.
I feel like if the Panthers win this season, like that's 3 in a row, isn't it?
I've got no idea about football.
Yeah, I just pretend. I like to watch for reasons, but
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I feel like maybe if the Panthers won another grand final, I'd definitely go get a Panther from her or something.
There you go. There you go. All right. So when did you start getting out and about and looking around and looking at maybe guest spotting or conventions? Or I know you've done a lot of like Brisbane. For me, Brisbane's got a really cool tat scene. I think anyway. You know, like talk to me about like the whole Iron Buddha deal, Neon Buddha. Sorry, not Iron Buddha. Cut that out.
The Iron Buddha.
Talk to me about Neon Buddha. You can leave that in.
Well, I've only been to the last, I think, 2 exhibitions
Yep.
of Neon Buddha.
Yep.
The first one being the lanterns,
Yep.
where everyone painted a lantern, and it was a really cool setup.
Yep. How do you, are you invited to this or do you put your hand
No, I
up?
put my hand up.
Yeah,
I was
cool.
just like, please, each
Run
time.
by Clint
Yeah.
in conjunction with that bar?
Oh, sorry, what's the question?
Is it run by Clint solely or in conjunction with,
It's
the bar?
solely, think it's solely
awesome.
Clint, and the location is changing each time.
Yep.
But
cool.
yeah, the last one was in a bar,
Yep.
which is, it was cool to be able to like buy drinks, but I felt like we couldn't really view the art very well.
Yep.
The where the lantern one was, it was at the station, which
Okay.
is an old petrol station in the valley.
Yeah.
So it's like a bit more like seedy. I like that, like grungy.
Yeah, like Jimmy, I, and Iggy, we went up for the latest Brisbane convention.
Yeah.
We went in Fortitude Valley and I'm like, oh my God, this is what life once was like in Sydney.
But like the valley's looking quite nice now though. Like they've done renos. Like when last time I was there, I was like, where the fuck am I? Like
Yeah. Oh, you could still, it's still a good spattering of, you know, crackheads, junkies,
yeah.
loose units, dudes
Yeah.
that have come in from Toowoomba and beyond, like, you know, country dudes rolling in.
Toowoomba and beyond.
Mix of city slickers, the whole lot. It was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, the valley's fun. That's where I like turned 18 and just started venturing out and clubbing and stuff. So
Yeah. Awesome.
I'm all right with the
So
valley.
I saw you, what convention did I see you at? The Sydney one?
Yeah, rites of
Yeah.
passage.
What other conventions have you done then?
I've done one in Melbourne this
Yep.
year, February, called Ink.
The new one, yeah. How
Yeah.
was the experience there?
Yeah, it was good.
Nice.
Well, I generally haven't been busy at conventions,
Yeah.
but I like tweaked some things,
Yep.
changed my flash up, and
Yep.
that one was really busy for me.
Awesome.
So I was stoked. So
Yeah, good.
yeah, and I actually, the people that tattooed there were really cool. Like I made most of my new friends at that convention.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
Nice.
Sydney people.
Yeah, cool.
I was like, I'm moving to Sydney.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yay.
yeah. All right. So I'd hassled you a bit to come down here. So
Just
what,
twice.
Well, it's a bit, two big bits. So what was like the, you know, or not the deciding factor? What started to get your mind thinking about, all right, you know what? Because it's a pretty big move, you know,
Yeah.
to just pull up stumps from somewhere. You've done your apprenticeship. You're already grounded. You've got a good reputation. Got a good clientele base. What was thinking like, you know what? I'm just gonna move to the big smoke.
It's definitely, the vibe on the coast was very young families
Yeah.
and, you know, people maturing.
Yeah.
And I didn't really even have a boyfriend for ages. So
Yeah.
having children and getting along with
Yeah.
that inner circle of friends was
Yeah.
getting like harder and harder.
Yeah.
And I started feeling like pretty depressed about it.
Yeah.
Thinking
yeah,
I
fair
was
play.
at the wrong stage of life or whatever.
Yep. Yep.
But I
it's
just,
funny
like,
how
yeah.
society can push you down that road.
Yeah.
Just by your environment of who
Yeah.
you're around.
But I had a few like girlfriends
Yep.
just be like, like support me when I said I might move.
Yeah,
And like,
cool.
yeah, they'd be like, yeah, just do it. You're single and you've got no children. Like, I'll do it. Like,
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
You're doing it, girl.
I'm doing it for all the people who
For
can't.
all the married ladies.
Yeah, or like my girlfriends are like, yeah, living vicariously through you.
Yeah, you got to. And you know what? I totally get it. Like when I was, I think, in my early 30s, same thing. That was my group of friends. Everyone's getting married. Everyone's getting a mortgage. Everyone's having kids. Everyone's in safe, secure jobs.
Yeah.
You're kind of on the outside doing something that everyone sees it as cool and everything, and it is good. You definitely have all the best stories out of your general circle of friends, but it's also at the same time it can be a bit isolating because of the pressure of society.
Yeah.
You know, when are you going to get a real job? Oh, you know, hey, there's no holiday pay in this job.
Yeah.
Hey, there's no super.
Yeah.
You know, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I even started feeling the pressure of buying property.
Yep.
So I went on this full saving for a house deposit.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No,
That's
nothing
good.
wrong with that. But I
Yep.
felt like that's what everyone was doing too.
Yep.
And I thought, oh, I could feel secure too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you, obviously you're up there during the lockdowns.
Yeah.
How was your experience in the lockdowns?
Oh, it was pretty good.
yeah. Rub it in.
I know.
Melbourne
I felt
won,
so
Sydney came
bad.
second. You know.
But like I literally
Were you
lived-
guys shut down for periods of time?
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
were shut down for 2 months.
Yeah.
And
Beach
frankly,
every day.
yeah, I lived pretty much one street away from the beach.
Yeah.
But we couldn't sunbake, so I just like walk down, just walk around like in my
Could you
bikini.
surf?
We could, but
Yeah.
then at one point we weren't allowed to
Yeah.
be out there
Yeah.
like for too long.
Was it pretty crazy up there? Were the cops patrolling?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, come on,
Yeah.
like, yeah. It would be a sucky job for them, especially if you like inside didn't believe
Yeah.
in what was happening.
Yeah.
I would struggle with that job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's funny. I was actually in Japan when COVID hit
Wow. Okay.
Australia. I was just there for a 2-week holiday, so I went like airplane mode that whole time. Like,
Yep.
I don't care what's happening back home.
Why would you?
Yeah, and we arrived at the international airport at Brisbane.
Quarantine?
No quarantine at all. It was 2 days before they enforced that rule of the 2-week quarantine. So I just like got a plane, got in the car, drove home,
Yep.
and I'm like, let's do a grocery shop. Still don't know what's going on.
Let's get some toilet paper.
Yeah, let's get our like stuff
Yep.
that we need, and
Toilet
just, like,
paper and booze.
nothing on the shelf. We were
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. I remember we did a shop as well, and I remember seeing the fucking shelves empty and just going, what the fuck? This is actually real.
yeah,
People are just cleaning out the dunny paper.
it's just people.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, because this is going to be on YouTube, we're going to like not go
Yeah,
too
I made
deep,
a rule. I don't talk
deep down
about
the rabbit hole
that
because
time
we'll get
anymore.
censored and we'll lose a potential monetization of this podcast.
Yeah,
So,
I have 3 rules that I live by in conversations. I don't talk about that, and I broke that rule just then.
you
don't
don't
talk
talk
about-
about this or that or the other?
Yeah, definitely not the other.
Yeah. It's
But-
too touchy. So touchy. Like you'll lose friends instantly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've definitely, yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
How was Japan? Did you get any tattoos in Japan? Did you go to any tattoo studios?
No, that was a snowboarding holiday.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
I just, snowboarded and drank a lot.
Awesome.
But the previous, actually we did do Yokohama one day because I went to the Bunshin Tattoo Museum.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I did do something tattoo related.
Yep. Cool.
That was cool. It was in a basement
Yep.
and I was literally too tall. Like I kept hitting my head on the ceiling. I was walking around like
You'd be
this.
too tall for half the Tokyo train station subways anyway.
Yeah, it's a real problem. Like people go, it must be so nice being tall, but you hit your head on everything.
Yeah. Well, you can see over the crowd, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's gigs are fine and stuff.
So then obviously you come back after the lockdowns, you're starting to think about Sydney, like I offered you a job here, Kit and I have hassled you. So you made the decision to come down to Sydney. So how long have you been here now? A couple of months, 3-4 months?
I'll say
5
just hit
months?
3 months.
3 months?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
How do you find the two cities in general? Like I know you spent time in Bondi, now you're in Darlinghurst.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love Sydney. It's been very good to me.
Yeah.
But I've literally spent probably 17 years here, and I've been in a triangle between pretty much Bondi, Surrey Hills, and the airport.
Yeah.
And I've gone out a little bit, but not too much. That's been my little Bermuda
Your
Triangle.
little golden triangle.
Yeah.
I had my golden triangle on the Sunshine Coast.
Yep.
Where it was Maroochydore, Alex, and Mooloolaba.
Yep.
And I think it's actually referred to as the golden triangle.
Nice.
Like in history.
Yep. Yeah. Awesome. So what are you finding some of the main differences just in the city itself, not the tattoo scene?
Yeah.
Like the hustle and bustle. Are people rude here? Are they busy? Are they they're going to walk over you if you're lying bleeding on the pavement?
Yeah.
Lot more crazies.
Just because I did the drive down here, I instantly recognized that people are more aggressive.
Yeah.
But in a positive way. Like, we just get moving. Like, everyone's just like, everyone knows how to merge, and they ain't, like, waiting for you to merge. They're just like, I want to merge. Like, one in, one out. Hurry up. Like,
Yep.
But no one knows how to merge on the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, well, everyone's too busy, like, just chilling, saying hi, how are you?
They're like island
which is
merging,
lovely.
Like, it is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
You brought your man down to Sydney.
Yeah, Jaso.
How's Jaso adapted? Oh.
He is originally, I adopted him, so he's used to, like, just going with the flow.
Yep.
Yeah, he lived on the streets for, like, 3 years, I'm assuming.
Wow.
Then I adopted him, and he came home with me. And, yeah, now he's moved house, like, so many times.
For the viewers here, Jason's a cat.
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
Well, half cat, half human.
No, he's definitely a cat.
Okay.
But he's definitely a bloke. Like, I tried to give him a really cute name when I adopted him.
Yeah.
Like, it was the Dumpling King.
The Dumpling King.
Yeah.
Here, Dumpling King. Here, Dumpling King.
Yeah,
Come
just
on.
didn't roll the tongue, and he wasn't responding.
Could have called him DK.
Yeah. DK.
Yeah.
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 Could have.
Didn't.
Yeah, and then, like, we started yelling out, like, human names at him, just like, Phil, George. And I was just like, Jason. And he, like, responded and ran to me. I was like, no, your name is not Jason. Please don't be Jason.
Come on,
I was
Jace.
joking. No, he's a J, so definitely a Jason.
Nice. You drove down with him?
Yeah.
Do you take him out on the streets? Is he, like, can he walk on a leash?
Oh, no, we started trying, but literally cats just...
You brought him in here in your bag, didn't you?
I did. I had no choice. I didn't want to leave him in the car. Like, you know when people frown upon you when you leave animals in the car? I'm like, well, that would be the case. So
especially on a hot day with the windows up.
Yeah, so I brought him in a tote bag and he was just chilling. Everyone's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, I had to go. There's a cat in my bag. Like,
good. But you're enjoying Sydney, obviously.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the winter hasn't been too bad so far?
Oh, yeah.
Well, for someone that's acclimatised, but for you, it's obviously quite cold.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly.
You got an electric blanket?
Not yet. No, I'm kind of like living that Queensland dream still.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't need an electric blanket. I don't need tracky dacks. I don't need Ugg boots. So I'm like at home.
Have you got
wearing
any of those three essentials?
I bought trackies this week.
Nice.
From Brie Rennie.
Nice.
As soon as she put some up, I was like, yeah.
Nice.
They're cute.
Yeah, it's you got to adapt. It's good.
Yeah, so tracky dacks are pretty comfortable.
Yeah. Have you been back to Brizzy yet?
I'm going back next weekend.
Nice. And you're going back for another Neon Buddha? Is that next weekend?
No, it's not. Okay. Neon Buddha's in October.
Yep.
I'm doing a guest spot there, though,
Where?
in October. West Side.
Nice.
Yeah, in Brisbane.
Nice. With Meeks as well?
I hope she comes, because,
Tell me, because you two are both Brizzy girls or Queenslanders, both in Sydney now. Tell me a little bit backstory about your friendship.
So she came to get tattooed at Foundry by Eli, who was working with us for a couple of years before he set up Wabori.
Yep.
And one day he's like, oh, my friend Meeks is like coming up for a tattoo.
Yep.
She's basically you, so you guys will be like pretty good friends, I think.
Awesome.
She's just
and
like
the rest
Brisbane
is history?
Yeah, and then I met her, like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. And it's cool because we were around about the same tattoo age.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Had she been here a little couple of months before you, or?
She in Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's been here for a year, I think.
Cool.
Yeah. So she fully made the move during COVID. So maybe it's 2 years.
Oh,
now.
wow.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's all a blur, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, how are you finding the tattoo scene here compared to Brisbane in general?
Well, I don't really have much experience tattooing in Brisbane. I've only done one guest spot there.
Yeah.
So on the coast, I guess there's not much competition up there. Like if you vibe with someone, then that's your artist, and you know, we all like got our
little clique of people.
Yeah, and like everyone has different style. Like no one really had the same style up there.
Yep.
So it's like whatever you wanted.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now you're being thrown into the cauldron.
Yeah, like you said, there's like 21 artists in Little Tokyo alone, and then there's Hibernia downstairs, and that's just
this building. Like Surrey Hills had probably, I think I said it a while ago, easy 160 artists.
Yeah.
Between, you know, in probably a 3-kilometre radius. It's pretty wild.
But it gets me excited because I never really had like heaps of tattoo friends.
Yeah.
And
how do you find the Sydney tat scene?
I don't know. Like I feel like I need to get around a bit more. Yeah, I've told like all the friends I've made, I'm gonna come around and see ya.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just been a bit overwhelmed with the move, so I'm definitely gonna go around to studios and say hello.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah, good. So at this stage in your career, like I'm excited that you're down here because you've got interest in Japanese tattooing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that you want to go down that road. So it's been nice just talking to you, even for me, like sort of breaking things down. It makes me remember things as well. So I'm really looking forward to you, like already getting quite a few cool Japanese pieces. The koi you did today, a few cover-ups of kois, which are good classics.
Yeah.
So yeah, and sitting next to Feezy.
Yeah.
He's good value.
Shout out to Feezy.
Yeah, Feezy's the man. Like the man.
The man.
Yep. Nah, he's good value.
Yeah, he is.
So,
yeah.
What are your plans for like the remainder of the year? Just head down, keep working.
Yeah, pretty much. I like did a big run of conventions, and I am a little bit like conventioned out, just because it's like a hit or miss, and don't really want to play around with too much money. While I'm here in Sydney, it's quite expensive.
Wow, you want to keep that house deposit?
Yeah, I don't want to dip too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess this year I'm trying to work on expanding my Sydney clientele.
Yep.
Because I have none. Yep. And yeah.
Do you look? You're actually really good on social media. Oh. Like I think anyway.
Yeah.
So it's good to see. Have you like looked at your insights of like where? Because I know myself, my major base is obviously Sydney, then it's Melbourne.
Yeah.
Maybe because I grew up in Melbourne, or maybe because Japanese tattooing's a bit stronger there than other states.
Yep.
So
no, I'm still mostly Queensland.
Yep.
Still just interacting with my Queensland clients.
Yeah.
Most of the messages are like, can you please come back? Like
yeah, but you've had a few people come down, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's special ones.
Yeah, totally. So you're like, just to break it down as well, you've got Insta, you've got TikTok.
Yeah, I'm recent on TikTok.
Yeah, but how do you find the whole TikTok experience? Because what they say is, once you TikTok, you don't stop.
Oh, yeah. I fucking love that shit.
How bad was that?
Yeah. I was trying not to
If I ever use that again, just tell me to cut it out.
Can you edit out me just cringing like this?
Yeah.
That's going to be the thumbnail of this one.
I got a few more podcasts.
You got to spread those really bad jokes out.
Yeah. Official dad joke though.
Yeah. So no, but how do you? Okay, what is? Do you find the audiences different Instagram to TikTok, or do they merge into the same?
Oh, I feel like the people that actually want tattoos are Instagram.
Yep.
And TikTok are just the dudes who want to see me in a bikini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that's what Tinder was for.
Oh no, Tinder's for dating. I don't need to date anymore.
Yeah.
I have.
Good. Yeah, it's good. What am I going to say now? Let me refer to my notes. No, but I was just saying, so you're obviously with your social media,
Yeah.
you obviously are falling back on some of that animation skill that you've got. Because I've seen one recently, you've got the maple leaves, you've done the skull, all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. Do you find those, what do you call them, reels or videos or whatever they are? Do you find those sort of posts get more interaction than a static post or a normal one?
A little bit if I post at the right time.
Yeah.
Like the skeleton
What is the
one.
right time?
Exactly, like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
What is time anyway?
Time
Like,
is
seriously.
the world's most precious commodity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Especially when you get to my age.
Yeah. Look, I don't get too much traction on the animation ones. They're
Yeah.
purely because I find that really
Yeah,
fun.
they look
and
cool.
you got to do something like that's
Yeah.
my spare time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, nice. All right, this is a funny one. Like I've been asking people, not a funny one, I've been asking people, and it might be a hard one to answer. And like, for example, where would you want to be in 5 years' time, tattoo-wise? Like what you're doing, like a normal, like what a weekly schedule could be, or what you're doing style. Would it be full on one style or a mix mash of others?
Like I've got two sides of me. Such a Gemini. But anyway, no.
Yep.
I've got like that side that just wants to kill it at Japanese. Like
Yep.
I'm so attracted to it. Like I've always loved
Yeah.
it. Love the country, everything.
Yep.
But then there's like this arty bitch side of me that's just like, let's just go on a tangent. Like
What's the
make
arty bitch side?
like I love, well, in uni I studied a bit of art history and I love all the greats and the classics and all the movements of art. Like
Yep.
how people are so distinguished in their movement. Like Picasso was
Yep.
Cubism, you know.
Yep.
Van Gogh was Impressionism. Like
Yep.
how they're like epic, and I just study them.
Yep.
And
So,
yeah,
all right, but do you want to bring that into tattooing?
well, I sort of already have. Like
Yep.
I
Yeah.
draw a lot of traditional flashes
Yep.
that are really arty, like based
Yep.
on their paintings and stuff, and I just really love doing that too.
Awesome.
But
Well,
yeah, no,
there's no reason why you can't run 2 or 3 styles.
yeah,
You know, I think tattooing went through a period, and maybe now because of the economy, went through a period where people were so focused and style conscious. I'm only doing this. You know, some of my favorite tattooers are just all rounders because that's my era. Vincent, Cozza, when we started.
yes,
You know, Bernie Ozlowski, all those guys, Wild at Heart, the old Brisbane crew. Everyone at Tattoo Den specialised in tattooing.
yeah,
You know, and now because things are a little bit like this, oh, hey, I'll do that walk-in. Yeah, I can do fine line. So I think it's good for your career to run a couple of styles.
I really like being able to
Yeah.
do most, like, and like not really bat an eyelash. Like if a fine line thing walks in, I'm like, hell yeah,
Yeah, and you know
practice
what?
that shit.
You're the best with clients. Like, you know, it's really nice to see someone will come in. I'll go, oh, hey, Adele, can you have a quick chat to them? And then I'll go off and do something. I'll come back 5 or 10 minutes later. You'll be sitting talking to them in the waiting room, or you're prepping a stencil, or they're in the chair.
Yeah.
So you've got a really nice way with people that,
Yeah.
that translates into making that money.
I think that just comes from being like I've been getting tattooed longer than I've been tattooing.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I've had a heaps of bad experiences.
Yeah,
So I
that's
just feel like
it's-
I won't do that to that.
Yeah, 100%. Some of those bad experiences are, when you become a tattooer, super important.
Yeah.
You
You've been
know.
on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
that's important.
Yeah, and, you know, whether someone's getting a little small something that really means a lot to them, or they're getting a Jap sleeve or a realism piece, it's all the same at the end of the day for them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
Yeah.
good.
Just put yourself in other people's shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to finish this up now because
Okay.
otherwise we're going to have to talk about things neither of us want to talk about, just for both of the safety of our long-term futures.
This, that, and other.
Exactly. So, any shout-outs, anything you want to ask me, or do you just want to say adios amigos?
I actually had a question for you
Yep.
because you spend so much time in Queensland
Yes.
and New South Wales.
Yep.
And I realise this question's really irrelevant now, but who do you go for in state of origin?
Good question.
Or do you
I
feel the
would
pressure?
have to say I would have to be Queensland.
Yeah.
Purely because my dad's a Queenslander.
Yeah.
And I have a Queensland license.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Just don't tell Fair Trading I haven't
Oh, yeah.
updated it yet.
I'm not like I love my Queensland license.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll change it. Like
They were amazing. Like what I was blown away at, like I transferred my license over and I think I had 2 points left. Queensland just welcomed me in, gave me a very low transfer fee and gave me all my points back.
Yeah.
And then I went and did like my jet ski license and my boat license and it was a one-off fee for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's sick.
I'm like, wow, why doesn't this happen in other states?
It's truly God's country.
It is. It is. All right, Adele, this has been really cool. Thanks so much. And on a serious note, I think it'd be really cool to do another one of these with you in 2 or 3 years' time.
Yeah.
And just see where you've grown, where you've got to. And also it's going to be a nice snapshot to look back on in 5, 10, 20 years into the future of, you know, like the start of your time in Sydney.
Yeah, of course. And we can see where AI is up to as well.
Tell what do you think about AI?
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was talking to someone today about it, and they were like, you know, what do you think about it? And I said, oh, well, for me, it's obviously it's a new version of a photocopier, an iPad, but on steroids times 1,000.
It has been bulking.
Yeah, and it's definitely. I don't know if it's going to cut back either. It's just going to keep bulking.
It's just going to keep transcending.
And
it might just leave this earth and we're like, oh, wait, there goes the AI.
Hopefully it doesn't take our customers with it.
Yeah, true.
So, no, but interesting. All right, here's a crazy one. Where do you think tattooing is going to be in 10 years' time with all of this, you know, all of this crazy stuff of like, today they just dropped that whole new Threads thing that Meta is trying to battle Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, so where do you think tattooing could be in 10 years' time with AI, with more government regulation, with cashless society, with all this sort of stuff?
Honestly think like it will become more saturated.
Yeah.
Yeah, like accessible to more people. More people want to do it. It's growing heaps anyway. I always imagine like you can get tattooed by anyone you want to in the world through a computer arm. Like the tattooer's doing it on like fake skin and like the computer arm's like...
Well, it could be the metaverse.
Yeah, exactly.
You could like do a Zoom call with someone in another dimension and you could just sit next to the computer. You wouldn't even have to sit next to the computer screen. You could put your goggles on and you can just sit
Not even, it's implanted.
There you go. Okay, my question then is, would you have to close your eyes or would you be having some sort of contact lenses which would run the data over your eyes at the same
100%,
time?
100%. Like a clear, like retina display lens will just... And you would see...
Like, so from the outside, would the outside of that retina lens have your eyes on it so people would think you're still looking at it?
Nah, I'd have it like digitally displaying my eyes closed.
Not
like flickering,
nice.
like.
But I wonder then if you would literally sit down next to the robot that's in your house, and an arm is just you're gonna get a delivery from Amazon with your tat person's set up. But stick it together and you're going to sit there and you're going to have a conversation with them while you're getting tattooed by the robot thinking this is real time.
Yeah, I 100% think that's a possibility. And if it is, I'm getting that robot to look like C-3PO.
You should. Do you have an avatar?
An avatar?
Yeah.
Well,
like an online thing, like, you know how you can, you know, when you send a text message and there's this... You can choose your own thing.
Nah, not yet. I'll just go with one of the animals.
I just saw a doco last night on Vice TV about furries. You know.
Oh no, yuck.
You could get tattooed, so you wouldn't get tattooed by a furry then.
No.
But yeah, it's definitely a new frontier what we're coming into. It's going to be crazy. The next 10 years, the next 20 years of where it goes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're in, and in all seriousness, we're in an era of of acceptance, of lifestyle choices, of everything, of self-expression. So it's going to be pretty wild to see where things end up. Maybe life will end up like the Star Wars bar.
Exactly. And we'll be like singing that song, those
Playing
aliens
that-
are playing,
Yep.
sipping space juice.
Yep. Yeah. Totally. Yep. Astral traveling to another dimension.
But yeah,
So.
just keep an open mind and
Yeah.
adapt.
Yeah. It's going to be, it's something to think of, because who knows what a tat shop's going to look like in the future.
Probably similar to this, but with more robots.
Yeah. If anyone from Boston Dynamics is watching, I would be keen to trial one. I actually got someone to look into, you know, where they had that crazy dog with the machine guns.
Yeah.
You can buy one of the dogs
What a
off
combo.
Alibaba for $3,500 US, but no machine gun attachment.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I
we could
know.
have a doggo.
Yeah.
Shop doggo.
Yeah,
Shop robo doggo.
No one would have to feed it. No one would have to clean up after it. That would be the ultimate.
Just happiness.
What would we name it?
Damn, I thought I'd be way more witty about this. I was just like,
You can think and we can just
Sensei
cut
Wolf.
it out. There you go. Sensei Wolfie. And we
yeah.
just call it Wolfie as a nickname.
yeah, or sensei.
Oh. I thought that was my name.
No, you're just a sensei. Like, I have multiple senseis in my life.
Yeah, we all do. Yeah, I've got a couple. It's good.
No,
It's good.
yeah, everyone that I've learned something from
Yeah.
and is valuable to me, I call them sensei.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm honoured. Thank you, Adele. But in all honesty, I'm wrapped you made the move down here. I know it's not an easy thing to do. I've mass respect for you. I'm a fan of you in general, your tattooing, and I really look forward to seeing where, you know, your time leads you here in Sydney. So thanks for talking. Thanks for being part of Little Tokyo. Hey.
Arigato.
Amazing.
That's right.
Yeah. No, you killed it. You did really good.